Etsy sellers could face legal action for selling fanfiction books and profiting off of copyrighted content. Take a deep dive into what legal ramifications could happen if this were to continue. How does this affect the creation and sharing of fanfiction stories as authors pull their work from the internet altogether? My name is Michelle.
I'm Samantha.
And this is Book Clubbers, keeping you updated on the latest books, book news, adaptations, topics, and drama. Fans have begun to download popular fan fiction, print them, and bind them into actual book form, selling them on platforms like Etsy with prices ranging from $40 to over $200. Very talented, by the way, these people who are bookbinding them. But there is a problem with doing that. I will get to that. Manacled is one of the popular ones that are being binded and sold, and that has been read online by over 7.5 million people. And so I understand why people would want a physical version. But the writer of Manacled has been said as of April 2023, she does not permit any bookbinding commissions of any kind. And obviously she's written this to protect herself. Why does she have to protect herself? Okay, well, it's quite a very tricky situation. Selling these books leaves you open to getting sued for copyright and trademark infringement, because Warner Brothers actually owns the rights to the Harry Potter characters. So you can't profit off this IP, and that's why fan fiction is free. So in fact, both the Etsy seller could not only be in trouble, but also the writer of the fan fiction themselves could also get sued. And you can imagine how upset they would be when they had no say in this book being printed and then sold on Etsy. And there's actually been an example of something like this happened to Bridgerton. So I'll quickly break down the story. There was a duo on TikTok called Barlow and Bear, and they created the unofficial Bridgerton musical. So they literally created songs, they created an album off of the Bridgerton IP, which is owned by Netflix. Now, at the start, Netflix was happy for them to do this on social media. It was fun. It was good awareness for the show. But it wasn't until the duo wanted to do a Kennedy-centered performance that was actually going to feature Broadway actors, ticket prices ranging from $29 to $149. And there was also merchandise for sale that included the Bridgerton trademarks. And despite countless warnings from Netflix, Barlow and Bear decided to ignore the streaming giant until Netflix couldn't take it anymore and tried to sue their ass for copyright infringement. Now, the suit was eventually cancelled. It didn't end up going to court, and the Kennedy show ended up being cancelled. Netflix argued that their conduct stretches fan fiction well past its breaking point. Samantha, obviously the Bridgerton debacle was a lot more on a grander scale, and this bookbinding issue is definitely on a smaller level, at least at the moment. I don't think this is going to stop people from doing this unless something like what happened to Barlow and Bear, somebody's going to sue them, whether that be Warner Brothers or somebody else. And unfortunately, a lot of fan fiction writers are quite scared and removing their work due to this new concerns. How do you think this is actually affecting the fan fiction industry as a whole?
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. I've been seeing so many people on Book Talk frantically trying to download their favorite fan fiction before it gets taken down by the author, which I feel like is so sad because, like, imagine your favorite story being wiped from the face of the earth. You can never reread it again. I definitely feel for them. And then these poor fan fiction writers who have spent their time honing their craft, gaining an audience, only for them to have to take it all down. And it's, completely out of their control. So this is going to have quite a big of an effect on the fan fiction industry because fan fiction already kind of tiptoes the line between what is copyright and what's not. And I think we may find that fan fiction writers may decide that the risks outweigh the benefits and may decide to not even put their work up there in the first place, which it definitely could change how accessible fan fiction is for people.
There's a lot of small businesses out there who actively sell Harry Potter merchandise. And they can actually do that because they go to Warner Brothers to acquire the rights to be able to create product with the Harry Potter IP. So that could be a potential if, you know, something's gone really big and you do want to profit off your work. But I guess it would be pretty expensive to get the rights to be able to do this. Whether Warner Brothers wouldn't let you, who knows? At the end of the day, I think fan fiction's such a wonderful community and there's been a lot of positives out of it. Isn't Manacled being created into an actual book?
It's been announced that it will be traditionally published under a publishing house.
There you go. The writer's going to get some profit, some money out of her story. So hopefully people can stop bookbinding this and then they can go buy
the
actual published book. All right, let us know your thoughts on this bookbinding issue. What solutions do you think there could potentially be to stop this or even in some way allow this to happen without any crazy legal ramifications? Want to keep up to date on the latest book news, adaptations, topics, drama that's happening in the book space? Be sure to subscribe to our channel, Book Clubbers.